Something's been happening at local game stores around the world. Sorcery communities have been forming, regulars have been showing up, and we've been overwhelmed by your support of our most recent set, Gothic, and Sorcery as a whole. And now, Sorcery Organized Play 2026 is in full swing. Grand contests have been announced, drawing communities together from across the region. And today, we're talking about the literal cornerstones of Organized Play in 2026, our Cornerstone events. So with our Cornerstone kits having arrived, it's time to kick off our store-level Organized Play events. But first, a quick recap on what Cornerstone Championships are. These are our annual local championship events hosted by your game store for the community they've been nurturing week after week. Now, these events are equally for the players who have been there from the beginning, as they are for those who just found the game last week. And of course, there are prizes. A champion is crowned, earning an Alt Art Foil Den of Evil. Your event judge receives an Alt Art Foil Judge promo, and there's even a foil swap promo for your community to recognize a champion off the tables. And all participants receive an Alt Art Den of Evil, which is awesome. But Cornerstone events are so much more than prizing. Cornerstones are about celebrating your local community. These are annual events, so they're really a chance to come together and mark another year of games shared, new players drawn in, and a community that is a little stronger than before, a little closer, and has had a lot of fun. That's what we're celebrating. And if you're a store that's been running Sorcery events, well, first, thank you. Your kit should be arriving now, and we hope your community is already talking about how to make your event special. And one thing we want to stress, list your event on the Sorcery Play Network as soon as possible. In fact, the sooner the better. Because while a Cornerstone event is your community celebration, it's also an invitation to neighboring communities as well. You know, at Sorcery, we like to share a good time. We've already seen this happen with some of our earliest Cornerstone events from long-standing supporters like Mock Saga and Plenty of Games Melbourne, who've kicked things off with a bang. And we've got plenty of more events coming up in the weeks to come. There have been a few cases where signups have surged beyond the initial kit allocations, and honestly, that's a good problem to have. If that happens to you, reach out to the contact form on the Sorcery website or respond to your Organized Play emails, and we'll work it out together. And if you're a player looking to attend your first Cornerstone, or maybe looking to attend multiple events, perhaps a little bit further from your home than you've traveled before, well, the Play Network is where you'll find them. Filter by Cornerstone event, search your area, make your plans, and show up. It really helps for your store to know what anticipated attendance will be, so if you're waiting to pull the trigger, now's a good time. And if you're looking for some inspiration, let's check in with the folks at the Massachusetts Sorcery Guild, who are organizing their Cornerstone event on August 23rd at Great Stories, Inc. in Massachusetts. All right, so I'm here with Mike Stepanowski and Mike Wick from the Massachusetts Sorcery Guild. Thanks so much for jumping on to talk.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Now, you've been organizing events across Massachusetts for some time now, but today we're talking about Cornerstone events, and I wanted to ask you about your Cornerstone plans for 2026. So, what does a typical Sorcery night look like at Great Stories, where you're often based out of? And how is the Cornerstone event going to feel different from that regular night?
So a typical Sorcery night at Great Stories is, I guess you'd say, really casual. For us, it's a nice event to get together with people in person, jam some games. We talk cards and theory on deck building and news and speculation. And so the Cornerstone, like you mentioned, it's Cornerstone season. This is a big once a year event for locals to get together and kind of celebrate a bigger event. And so with that comes a little bit more competitiveness, which is always still fun and friendly. And with this one, we've been building each year to kind of reach out to artists. So,
Mike, what inspired you to get some artists going, and how do you even go about finding or reaching out to them?
Yeah, so we've had a couple of artists in the past come out. Drew Tucker came out for our last Cornerstone, and then we had Jeff Megas show up at our last event a couple of months ago here. And it's always a great turnout. To have people who, are able to meet the artists. I think that's a huge driver and a huge point of interest for a lot of people who enjoy Sorcery, because a lot of it's about the art in addition to the gameplay. But how we go about reaching out to them, artists respond in a variety of ways, or you can contact them in a variety of ways. Some of them prefer messaging through Instagram. Some prefer email. So if I don't hear from them one way, I just hit them up a different way and keep on trying until I get a response.
And, one of the things you can also do, folks, if you're looking to get in touch with artists, is that on the Sorcery website, you can go to SorceryTCG.com/art, and we can see all the artists there. And if you click through their page at the top, there's often a way to get to their main website, which includes a point of contact there. And then, so you're bringing artists down for this Cornerstone in particular. Who do you got coming?
So we have Drew Tucker, Jeff Megas. So they're, great people to have because they're local. And then a couple people from a little bit further afield, Alan Pollock and Scott Kirshner. So we'll have 4 artists in total, which is really wonderful. I think that, it's a great turnout. It's amazing to see the response from the artists. And we're very grateful that they're willing to give us their time.
That's amazing. That is going to be a great time. And so, you're going to have a lot of veterans. I know you've been working on building your community for quite some time here, and you've got some people that are there since the beginning of the Kickstarter days, and you've got some new people. I know you always focus on really trying to make the community itself feel as welcome as possible. Is there anything specific that you're doing to make this event welcoming to new players, not just your regulars?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, every set, it seems like we're getting influx of new players, so we affectionately shower them with, cards and staples they need for their deck. They're showing up interested in the game, and we're just handing them full play sets of Ordinaries to start that building of their collection. And so on past Cornerstone events, we've always tried to do something special as something to give away. We've done playmats, we've done commission art for Spellslinger tokens so that everyone has something unique that also fits our brand for our Cornerstone and our local group. And so for the Cornerstone, it really is trying to get those new players in ahead of time, so these weeks leading up to the actual scheduled event, where if someone's looking over us playing this weird game with a grid, we're grabbing them, showing them kind of the ropes and trying to get them hooked on the art, hooked on the gameplay, and then getting them involved. So, and then, hey, you love this art? Guess what? We've got some people coming. Here you can get your cards signed, and it's really just a community effort to start building your community person by person through, the golden rule and a generosity to teach the game.
I've actually had the pleasure of going up to some of your events in person, and just the atmosphere you cultivate there is like very relaxed, very welcoming, very easy to jump into. And so I know you've been putting a lot of groundwork in kind of building up that community over time.
Yeah.
And so this Crossroads going to be at the end of August, right? August 23rd. So you've got some time here to continue to kind of get people ready for it and build up for this event.
Yes.
And then I guess when you think of your ideal Cornerstone, like that day from start to finish, what does that look like in your head?
So a lot of excitement initially. We're going to give people time at the beginning to meet the artists and start getting cards signed because I think past times we've found that we jump into the gameplay a little too fast. And so that doesn't give people time and opportunity to hang out with the artists. And then, throughout the day, people sharing experiences. Inevitably, we're going to have new players who maybe only had a few games under their belt, but they're still joining us for a competitive tournament. And so, they'll have fun too. I guarantee you. They're going to have some great gameplay. Some of the things that we've really enjoyed are just some of the big splashy moments. In fact, I believe there was a moment you had with one of our members, Lester, when you, Chase, played a game with him at the last event where you guys kept on casting Chaos Wish back and forth.
Who, me? Chaos Wish? I don't know.
So, moments like that.
That was amazing,
and everybody's getting around and they hear something going on and they'll come over and they'll peek in on it and see what's happening. And people making friends, people making connections. And people getting time with the artists, time with the game, all in a quality, welcoming environment. That's really what our ideal Cornerstone looks like.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we're excited to see is like what everyone's take on this around the world is, right? Mm-hmm. I think one thing we're really lucky to have is so many champions of the game that cultivate spaces like this that allow people to step in who are new to maybe TCGs or new to this TCG and find a spot at the table. I think that energy certainly comes across in what you do. And I'm really excited to see you be able to get this many artists to your Cornerstone event. 4, that's wild. Yeah. So that's going to be a great time.
It's really blown my
very
mind.
Blessed. Yeah, we're blessed for sure. And we're also, another shout out to our local store. They've been working hand in glove with us on these events. Great Stories in Whittenville. If you're in the area, you definitely need to come see us and come see their store. It's a great space.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you both at Avatar the Realm later this year.
Yep.
And thanks so much for jumping on here to chat with us a little bit.
Thank you very much, Chase.
So that's just one example of what a community can do with their Cornerstone. And tip of the hat, that sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. And stores around the world are doing something similar right now, putting their own spin on Cornerstones and making their event unique. Now, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as bringing artists. Whatever makes your community feel celebrated is exactly right. And if you're a player, your job is simple. Find the nearest Cornerstone and show up. And the Play Network is where you start. Filter by Cornerstone, search your area, and make your plans. And to every store still figuring out their event, there's no wrong answer. You already put in the work of building a community. Now's the time to celebrate. So pick a date and get your listing up on the Play Network and let players find you. This is what Sorcery Organized Play looks like at its best. And we hope to see it everywhere this year. So please tag us on socials with photos from your store events so we can reshare them. And in the meantime, best of luck contesting the realm.